Hello there, Joseph Hennessy. The name of the channel is The Children. On YouTube, it's Joseph Hennessy 1161. YouTube hates me. That's why I only have 33 subscribers. And I'm not sure how many people on Facebook listen to me, but I know they do. Anybody who's a friend of mine or an acquaintance, hope you find me entertaining, or I plant a seed or two that makes you go, got a point there, or maybe you just think some of the stuff I'm saying is crazy. But that's okay, because I'm just a planter of seeds, and they're going to sprout, and when they do, there's going to be some big, beautiful flowers coming off all those seeds I planted. Because that's what it's all about, what's coming, the fifth dimension. Love, freedom, abundance, it's all coming. So on this journey I've been on, I'm looking for star seeds, light workers, empaths, rainbow warriors, anybody who's just sick and tired of the matrix narrative, the lies, the disinformation, just all red circus, dog and pony show. Keep them fed and entertained, and guess what? They're going to do whatever we want them to do. And that's so true. I saw a meme the other day that grown men are more concerned about special sports than they are fixing the world for their children and grandchildren. And I don't blame anybody for that. It's just part of the program. But we're going to change that. It's being changed. They're shooting at me. They're always trying to stop me. But guess what? I'm a rainbow warrior. It can't be stopped. The Hopi Indians talked about people like myself and a few of my friends who are the only ones that seem to like my videos. They are also light workers. Guy in Hawaii, Eric in Ireland, Gypsy Ward Galactic in England, a few other ones. They're all light workers and star seeds. So anything I'm sharing on this channel, they can relate to. They don't think anything I'm saying is outlandish or far-fetched, because they know what's coming. I'm just the one with the big mouth who doesn't seem to mind to get up in front of a camera and speak. But guess what? They're losing. The Matrix is coming to an end. It's too funny. We're electing communist mayors in the United States of America, which makes no sense. Communism, socialism, it doesn't work anywhere. Never has, never will. So I don't know why people here think it's going to work. Well, it's because of the young minds that have been brainwashed to think that the government is bad and everybody's out to get them. And they shouldn't have to work for anything. Everything should be given to them. But that's not how it works in the Matrix. And I understand it's all part of the programming, but these people are broken thinking. I have no qualms with what's coming, right? Because nobody's going to have to work in the fifth dimension. But to get there, we need people to get on board with the true reality of the third dimension. That it's a setup. That all these liberals who have broken thinking are just brainwashed to hate the other side, which makes no sense, because we're all God's children. And a lot of the people on this side are no better. I'm not talking about the MAGA people, because they all seem to be decent people. On the right side, it seems to be the higher ups, the government officials, especially all these Zionist neocons who are pro-Israel, are all over any conservative who's not pro-Israel. Well, guess what? I'm not pro-Israel. I don't care what anybody says. They're Zionists. They're Khazarians. Give me a DNA test from Bibi Netanyahu. Tell me where he's from. He's from not the Ukraine. He's from Poland, but most of them are from the Ukraine. So in New York City, they elected a communist to run the biggest city in America. Because all the liberals there who are brainwashed don't understand that nothing is free. Once you give government all control, then guess what? You're not free. People don't understand, since 9/11, slowly but surely, they've been taking our rights away from us. Now I hear that if you call somebody a Zionist, it's a hate crime, or because it's considered to be bad speech against the Jews or the Israelis. But all those words are all muddied up with their definitions. The Israelites in the Bible aren't the same as the Israelis that are genociding the Palestinians. DNA test for them. They won't take one. They're killing all the Palestinians. Why? I said that they had 3 ongoing wars as we speak, but potentially they have up to 7 conflicts going at one time that we pay for. I don't understand everything that's happening. The messages that I do get keep saying that everything that is happening, even the threats that Trump is making that never seem to pan out, are just all part of the end game of the Matrix. It all plays a pivotal part in the retooling and the rebooting of the universe. From the 3rd dimension, low frequency, to the 5th dimension, which is high frequency. You can't take any of this low frequency energy with us. It can't exist. Because where we're going in the 5th dimension is all about unconditional love, being authentic, loving your fellow man. Because when you're yelling and screaming or fighting with somebody else, what they actually say what's really happening is there's something inside you that you need to take a look at. And I found that to be so true, doing all the inner work that I've done the last 4 years on my ascension journey. I wish people would ask me a few questions about what is ascension, how do you come up with all this information, who are your sources. It's not easy for me to get up in front of a camera, and I don't write anything down. I just talk off the top of my heart. It comes from my heart. So I just channel everything, just to keep it real. But we need to raise our consciousness, our frequency, be our God self. God wants you to be just like him or her. Loving, forgiving. We are all perfectly imperfect. There's nobody here who gets it right. If there was a such place as hell, it would be a busy place. Because guess what? We all participate in hell already because we live here. Because we turned the most beautiful civilization in the whole galaxy into a slave, an open air slave. Open air prison is what it is. We're all slaves. But it's coming to an end. But the shit show, I mean, my God. Trump is rounding up pedophiles, getting the children out of the dumbs, out of the tunnels. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about all the money he's brought to this country, bring back the workforce, bringing back the production, closing the borders. I don't understand the Ozempic thing at the White House, but that's not for me to try to figure out, because my 3D ego mind can't figure out what's happening in the 5th dimension. People need to understand the 5th dimension consciousness is far more advanced than the 3D consciousness. We have lack and limitation in the 3D and the 5th dimension. If you're thinking like me, you know that we have all these inherited abilities that have been shut down by bad people. 10% of your brain only use 90% junk DNA. Well, I know God gave me all that ability for some reason, and it needs to be used, and it's going to be used. We are being liberated. The Atlas, the 3AI Atlas, is here already, part of the disclosure. We are all extraterrestrials having human experience on this beautiful planet that's been beat up. She's been tortured, just like the inhabitants. But it's all done by plan. It's all done by design. If you do your homework and you go back and you start looking at media and movies and entertainment, they tell us everything that they're going to do to us years and years and years in advance. I was watching a lot of stuff about the numbers 9/11 all over Hollywood before it ever happened. Story with John Ritter, daughter being born on 9/11 and him dying on 9/11. They do this all on purpose. It's all satanic rituals. They're into the numbers. It's gematria. They do sacrifices. I don't know what happened with that poor kid who played for the Cowboys. Was he a sacrifice? He played in an NFL game 2 days earlier and he went home and he blew his head off. I'd like to see the picture of how they found him. If they found him like Kurt Cobain, who was a sacrifice, the shotgun was laid down in front of him like a trophy. They do this on purpose. They're into their rituals, they're into their sacrifices, and they're going to keep doing them. All the missing children, Bohemian Grove, they worship an owl, Almach. Do your research on Almach, Baal, Satanism, 33 Degree Club. I'm telling you, we live in a big deception. Bread and circus, keep them fed and entertained. They're going to keep doing what we want them to do. But guess what? We're waking up. And it's so hard for me to be awake for the last 4 years, trying to get people to see what I see. I feel sorry for people who've been awake for 30 or 40 years knowing what the truth has been. But guess what? The truth is coming out. People's heads are going to explode when they find out the people that they worship and idolize are not who they thought they were. People in the 1%ers, the higher ups, they don't care about us. They work for the 1%ers. The 1%ers control those 4%. And I'm part of the 5% trying to wake up the 90%, which is people out there. So if anything is resonating, I hope it is. I'm a planter of seeds, and if you do your own research, because I don't necessarily want anybody to agree with everything I say or even accept anything I say. Do your own research, which means you can read. The last 6 years, all during the pandemic, which was a pandemic, they told you not to do your own research. Trust the science. Trust the lies. One lie after another. Millions dead because of that magic elixir. I said to a guy, check the VAERS report in the gym, hundreds of thousands of accidents. He says, well, that's not millions of deaths. I said, that's just accidents in America. See how people can rationalize and justify? I go, the problem is you have cognitive dissonance and you lined up to take that experimental vaccine. It's all part of the programming, the brainwashing. Offered donuts and hamburgers and french fries, and in Europe they're offering pieces of ass to men from the brothels. Why? All they had to do is prescribe you some ivermectin or hydrochloroquine. Really? But I got taken down. What do I know? I seem to know more than the doctors, but the doctors do know. They just got paid a lot of money to do what they did. But anyway, here I am. Start off here, then I'm over here. But I'm passionate. I just want people to understand that government, the 1%ers, religion, music, entertainment, it's all part of the brainwashing program. MK Ultra. It's all real. Direct energy weapons, chemtrails, propaganda legalized by Barack Obama in 2014. He's married to a man. Same thing in France. He's married to a man, and 3/4 of the French population accept that already. Guess what? When you find out about Michael LeVar Robinson, Big Mike, the world is backwards. Transgenderism. That's why God put me here. Could have kept me in Belfast. I could have done a lot of good work there. But here I am, transgender capital of the world. And I don't have any hostilities or anger towards the transgender people because I believe it's not their fault. They're just a creation of Satan. There's two sexes, XX and XY. You can't change your sex, and you can't say you feel like a man because what are you basing that on? Or you feel like a woman, what are you basing that on? Only a woman would know how a woman feels. Same with a man. It's all part of the programming, the brainwashing. And don't even get me started about California and that scum mayor who spent $200 million to get a few Congress seats extra in California, which is not going to do any good. There couldn't be that many dumb people in California, that millions who would vote for that guy. He's an empty shill. He's a chronic liar. Go on to Steven Jackson podcast and say that he was raised on bologna sandwiches and Wonder Bread. Really? Raised in the Getty's house. But anyway, the Matrix is crumbling. But we need to step up. It's for the kids. It's always about the children for me. And the old folks. We don't treat those two populations correctly. We need kids to be kids, and we need to respect our elders and take care of them. Too many of them are struggling by themselves, lonely. But it's coming to an end, people. I need everybody to spread love and light, even to the people who make you angry, even the people who are killing people, because God forgives everybody. God doesn't damn anybody. The God in the church is not the God that I understand. We are all God. We're all made in His image. He wants us to be just like Him. Love, love, and more love. Everybody have a blessed day. See you on the next one. Namaste.